Hey, what's going on with y'all, man? I'm back with the third episode of Storytime so far on this channel. Um, I would have posted like a Storytime a couple days ago, but I don't really record on my phone anymore. Like if I'm trying to get a video out quick as possible, sometimes I still edit on my phone. But for the gameplay and stuff in the background to be higher quality, I'm moving, like permanently shifting over to PC now, like straight up. So I got a Snowball mic and it came from Amazon, so I hope y'all enjoy the mic quality. But let me know how it is in the description or in the comments if you see this. But I appreciate y'all for tuning into the content. But God's lesson to me. Now, I was dealing with a lot at the time. This was like a week or two ago, like pretty much last month. And this is when I was working my job, because I know in my mind, like, I'm only using jobs to branch off into content creation, because content creation is something that I've had a passion for since I was a child, and also video games. I've had people in my ear lately as well telling me like, oh, you should do this and you should do that because content creation isn't making me money right now, but if I really love it, I'll stick with it regardless if it's making me money or not. Regardless if I make money off content creation or not, I love sharing things that maybe other people could learn from, or sharing like God's testimony with other people. Well, that's why this channel is called The Book of Me, because I'm sharing my testimony of things that I've been through with other people, and maybe it can help other people. So that's the whole point. Like, I don't really care if I make money from it, and that's the problem. Like, nowadays, like, people care about the result so much. I'm like, I literally had a job where I turned into Julius from Everybody Hates Chris, where I was just thinking about saving money all the time, and because I was working that job and I was thinking about doing that, I didn't really get to experience. I didn't really do a lot this summer because I was pushing hard toward my goal, and my goal was to get this laptop, and I got it, and I got my microphone too. I invested around $1,000 into this because I don't just see it as a passion, it's a business as well, because YouTube is a business as well, but I definitely see it as something that could definitely make me income in the long run. It's not something I'm doing for income, but when you put hard work into something and you have talent, that generates income. When you're really good at something, you generate income from it, and that's just the way of life, and it just happens that way. But back to the story. At that time, I had a job I was working, and first how I got the job was because I was doing dishwashing at the time for like a couple months. I got hired like literally on the spot, and I talked to the boss and everything. He liked what I told him during the interview and stuff like that. And I went to the interview. I went to the restaurant, and I did the interview, stuff like that. Talked to him, yada yada yada. And a couple days later, he called me, texted me back. But I realized that after a while, I was burning out from it. And what God was trying to teach me was that I need to be careful what I ask for, because sometimes I ask for things, right? And, it's not what I expect. Or, I could bite off more than I could chew. And I could be honest with y'all, sometimes I do that. And we've all done it before. So, with the job that I was working at, it got to the point where it was just too much for me because we were cleaning up after parties and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, I'm a hardworking person, but I'm easygoing too, and I'd rather do something, that it's just more chill in a way, and it's not overwhelming, because it got to a point where it was like people were like not there when I was working sometimes. Like, they didn't come through certain shifts, and I would close every night, and I was coming home late. Like, I wasn't coming back till like literally sometimes, because parties didn't end till almost 1 in the morning. And I'm not even a person that likes to stay up late. Like, I used to stay up late when I was younger, but I don't even like doing that. Like, for real. I just don't, So, after a while, I got tired of it, and, I ended up quitting. But I felt conviction because I asked God for the job, and he gave it to me. But what he was trying to teach me was that I have to be careful what I ask for because my words hold more weight than anything. If you ask, you shall receive. And it says that in his word as well, Matthew 7, chapter 7, verse 7 to 8. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, the one who seeks finds, and the one who knocks the door will be opened. So he was just pretty much trying to teach me to be careful for what I ask for, and to teach me that my words hold more weight and value, and my actions do as well, more than I think. Sometimes what we want at the time, because I took the job because I needed it, because I was excited to pay bills, but I didn't think about the past time when I used to work for a restaurant, a pizza place, when I was in my hometown, that I didn't really like doing the dishwashing part either. So I just took it because I needed it. And, I kind of went against myself, what I normally would do. So, I'm looking for a sales position right now. I applied for AT&T. I definitely see myself doing that because it's a lot like chiller, more slower pace, and I'm more easygoing. I'm not really a person who like wants to like move quick all the time and kind of like drain myself out, because that's what was happening at my job. I was drained from it, and God was pretty much putting me in timeout, mostly because when I was working too, I was coming back being lazy. I wasn't really making time for him, and I would just play the game and stuff like that. Like, I still play the game now, but I definitely feel like I've gotten back to being closer with him again than I was before, because the job, in a way, separated me from him. And, I needed a reset, and I needed a break for a little bit. So now that I have that reset, I've been writing in my journal, pouring into my journal, and, stuff like that. Like, whatever I'm thinking, like, I usually write about it. Or any ideas, I usually write it down. Or anything, like any worries or anything that I might have, I just go to him about it. And that's what I've been doing recently. And it's been helping me a lot. It's been helping me, especially with all the noise that I've been experiencing. And I had people in my ear, telling me like, oh, you should do this because, gaming's not bringing me in bread. But I don't care, because that's something that I've always had in my heart since I was a child. God put it in my heart and as a passion, and I don't care. I'm gonna keep going after it. Even if it doesn't bring me any benefit, I'll still have a job in the background that I actually enjoy, and I'll be saving money in the background. And I invested a lot of money into this. I invested into myself because I know I can make it happen. I had a channel before that had almost 1,000 subs, so no matter what. And what he was trying to teach me as well also was that he has my back. There's a lot of stuff that God does for us in the background that we don't know. I had somebody that I thought was a part of my life for the long haul, and it turns out he revealed to me that they weren't. So, God is the main person that's there for us for the long haul, for real. We have people tell us, I normally keep my expectations low anyway. I don't really believe people when they tell me stuff. I take it with a grain of salt because that's just something I learned to do. Because I've heard people talk and tell me a lot of stuff. And, I listen to what they say, but then I keep note of, do they actually believe in what they say? Do they actually have passion about what they're talking about? Are they actually doing it? Because just because people tell you things don't mean they doing it themselves. And I learned that. I'm just very like I'm a very great listener, and I observe also heavily, and but yeah, at the end of the day, bro, I just wanted to say this to y'all. If any of y'all are going through this, the same thing that I'm going through, bro, even if people don't love you and people aren't there for the long haul, bro, God gonna always have your back at the end of the day. That's another thing he was trying to teach me. He's always there, even when other people aren't, and they say that they aren't, or they say they have stuff going on in life or whatever. I even talked to my uncle recently, and, my uncle was saying, Like, if the love is there, the love is there. And my uncle wasn't wrong about that. And I thought that was crazy because not what he said, but the fact that I talked to my uncle, and that was the first time me and him had a conversation on the phone in years, or that I actually had a conversation with him. So, I told him that I appreciate it because everyone else would say, like, I've had people say, like, oh, the person that was supposed to be closest to me said to me, like, oh, she can't keep whatever, or, because she has her own life. I'm like, yeah, I have my own life too, but I would still check on you when I could, even if I was going through stuff. So I feel like that's partially an excuse, but, I don't know. But, yeah. I thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you take some stuff from the things that I've been through. I hope you learned something. If you learned something, if you love this type of content, leave a like. It helps me to get recommended to maybe other people who are going through the same exact things, because I share these videos knowing that millions of other people are going through these things. It's not just me, because that's a selfish way to think. I love y'all, and I hope you have a very blessed day. Stay safe and take care. Peace.